Hi guys, welcome back to another Blood Angels painting video. So this time we have the Sanguinor. It's unfortunately the fine cast one. I did have a metal one years ago, but I was getting out 40k and I got rid of all the old characters I had, which is a shame because fine cast is absolutely horrendous to work with. I did not enjoy trying to clean up all the flash off of this guy. But going in with the usual matte black spray, I have the compressor set to 20 psi and I'm just going to make sure and spray the whole model. Okay guys, it looks like I actually missed a bit of mould release on the cleanup, so I'm going to let this dry. I might have to strip it back and re-prime it. Okay guys, so welcome back. The Sanguinor has been primed in Army Painter Matte Black. I did record footage on how I painted my gold and how I painted all the wings and the trial and error of the wings and everything else for my 10-man Sangunior guard unit, but I somehow managed to delete half of the footage. So taking that into account, we're going to start over with the Sanguinor. So I have loaded some GW Retributor armour into the airbrush from my base coat, and I'm just going to spray this onto the model, rocking at about 20 to 25 psi, a little bit of water in the cup, and this is just literally to get the base coat down on the model because I have an airbrush and it's quicker. You could just do this with a brush if you wanted. Okay guys, with the the gold now dry on the Sanguinor, I'm coming out with some GW Reichland Flesh Shade. I'm just going to give him a full coat on all of the gold parts of his armour. So making sure to get it into all the nooks and crannies, trying to make sure it's not pooling too heavily in any areas. This is just going to give us a nice shading on the armour for us to come in and do some quick highlights and make them pretty decent tabletop ready. So I'm going to go ahead and do the whole model that has gold sections on it in this, and we'll come back once it's dry and have a review. Okay guys, the wash is now dry. I'm going to start off with some Army Painter Matte Black, and we're just going to do some of the soft ribbed areas between the armour joints. So just in here where the legs and the groin armour are separated, some of the sections here between the arm and chest plates, any of the soft tissue kind of ribbed armour pieces, you know, on his neck as well, and then the backs of the legs, behind the knees. Now for the older style of jump pack, I know there's a new Sangunior guard model coming out. I always paint this little section here either black or silver depending on the jump pack. If it's smooth, I'll paint it silver. These ones are ribbed, so I'm going to paint them black. And then there's a littler one, there's a small one just under the side vents on the jump pack as well. Cool, so that's the black done for now. I'm going to switch over to some Vallejo Scarlet Red, and then we'll come in and paint some red details. Okay guys, so coming in now with some Vallejo Scarlet Red on the brush. I'm just going to paint this onto his shoulder pads. I don't mind getting it on any of the details on the shoulder pad, but I want to try and avoid the trim if possible. Because I want the trim to match the rest of the armour, which has been washed with the Reichland Flesh Shade. Now worst case scenario, we base coat it in Retributor armour and we go back in and wash it again and then we wait for it to dry, but if we can avoid that and get the model moving, I'd rather do that. Both shoulder pads, it looks like in the old art that I looked up for it, it looks like the sword handle is actually done in a red as well. So I'm going to do that, and there's a blood drop sachet, I don't know, vial of ketchup on his belt here, so we'll just give that a little bit of red. Now there is red going to be needed in all the blood drops, but they'll be done last because I want to paint everything else around them first. So we'll come back once I have gone over all the red bits. Okay guys, with the red now done, we're coming in with some silver. So on my Space Marines I do all of their belt silver. Sanguinor is not going to be any exception to this. So I'm just carefully painting in his belt. Try and get all the angles when you're doing it if you can, because what will happen is you'll be halfway through the model somewhere else and go, I missed a bit. From the art as well, I always painted me Sanguinor chalices gold, but his one seems to be like whoever painted the old Sanguinor or the Sanguinor model painted an amazing version of it. I'm not going to be able to get on par with that, but I'm going to do me bit here. I'm going to paint. His one will probably be the only one in my Blood Angels that's going to be silver. So I'm leaving the rim of the glass the original gold and Reichel Flesh Shade wash, and I'm going to go in then and just do a couple of different sections of the jump pack as well. And for some reason he has a silver iron halo, which is absolutely mental to me because I thought they were always gold. So we'll do that in some silver as well. I'm probably going to do my glowing power sword effect on him to match the rest of the army, so I'm not going to bother painting the sword silver. Just be a waste of paint and time really. I'll just paint it in, sorry, the backpack here, jump pack even. Paint it in all the power parts. Give him some silver boots or footprints, whatever you want to call it. Silver wise then, I don't think there's really anything else I want to do other than the Iron Halo, so I'll go and do the Iron Halo and then we'll come back. Okay guys, so I am coming in with some Mornifying Brown, and this is going to be my base coat for any of the script work. So this big plume of script that he's standing on that's currently gold, any purity seals that are around, and just a side note actually when I think of it, I painted these top sections here on the sides of the vent and the middle of the jump pack silver. Okay, so I'm just going in now and I'm going to start base coating all of the purity seals with this Mornifying Brown. It's just a good base coat for starting script work. Any of them on the armour. Remember the first time I built a Sanguinor guard, or a Sanguinor model, sorry, years ago when it was fine cast, and I was shaving off purity seals left, right and centre. This is obviously still fine cast. I did have a metal one before that, but yeah, he got traded on. Fine cast one was not fun. This was not fun either, but I'm a bit more of an experienced hobbyist now. I'm going to go get a bigger brush and just wipe out the script that's hanging from him. Just make sure I'm not missing anything else. Yeah, there's a nice little bit in here. Some rolled up scroll. Get that bit done, and we have the purity seals on the jump pack. So I'm going to go get a bigger brush and just blast this out and then we'll come back. Okay guys, I have the brown now done. I'm going to go in and start base coating some of the grey wings. I am using some Administratum grey because it's currently drying up on me and I'm trying to get the most out of it before it's gone. So any wing sections are going to be based in this colour. So obviously we're going to have the jump pack wings. Might need to do 2 coats of this to thin it down a bit. Any of the wings on the jump pack, shoulder pads, torso, anything at all that is winged in shape or design is going to get this colour as the primary base coat. So I'm going to go and do all of this. Okay guys, I have all of the white done. I'm now going to go in with some royal purple and paint the cloak on the shoulder pad, so there's kind of a hooded figure in here. So it will focus up when I show you. There you go. So the hooded figure between the wings. I'm actually going to have to go in and touch up the bottom layer of the wings with a smaller brush. I'm just going to base coat this fella in purple. And then with the plate mail silver I still have out, I'm going to go in with a fine detail brush and paint the necklace for his ornament. So he's a really small necklace. There you go. Okay, I'm going to go in and fix the wing bits that I missed, and then I'm going to let this dry so I can come back and hit it with some washes. Okay guys, so coming back in, I have some Retributor armour on the wet palette, and I'm just going to go in and start highlighting up some of the gold areas, leaving the Reichland Flesh Shade Wash Gold in as much of the recesses as possible. Just trying to make it look like there's some areas where the light is actually catching the higher points of the model, so the likes of the edge of his greaves, near the fronts of where the toe lines start. I'm going to go through it now anyway and do all of this guy, and once I have all the gold done we can come back and look at highlighting some of the other colours. Okay guys, I've just gone in there and highlighted up all of the gold. I'm going to come in now with some Mephiston red, and I just want to highlight up his shoulder pads and any of the red areas. I'll use this as a base coat for the blood drops, so if there's any blood drops around I'll get a touch of this just to highlight them up. And I'm going to have to be super careful going around here because I don't want to get any red on the gold or the grey that we base coated for the white, meaning the wings more or less. So I am going to work my way around the whole model here, and once that's done we'll come back with the next highlight. Okay guys, coming in now with some plate mail silver just to highlight up any of the silver areas that we washed down earlier. It's just to bring up a little bit more of a shine after the wash. I don't want it to be too overpowering. And there's not too many silver areas on this model, in fairness, he's mostly gold. Backpacks, or sorry, jump fence on the jump pack, probably no point in doing them ones. I'm going to airbrush them blue to match Astaroth. So just up here, I think that's it then. I'm gonna go and get some Steel Legion Drab, sorry, Mornfine Brown first. I'm just going to do the same thing on all of the script work just to highlight it up. So any purity seals, the script that he's hanging off, and this little kind of, I don't know, I was going to say corsage, just definitely not a corsage. We'll call it a tourniquet because I don't know what it's called. I'm going to paint that with Mornfine Brown, and then I'll come in with some Steel Legion Drab after that just to blend it up a little bit more, and then we're nearly done. Okay guys, so we're nearly done now. I'm going to come in with some Wolf Grey from Vallejo to highlight up any of the white areas. So for the scripture I just finished it off with some Steel Legion Drab and then some Ushapti Bone mixed in, and then just a kind of edgy Ushapti Bone over all the rest of it. We'll do the purity seals in a minute with some purple, but for now I'm just going to start working on the wings. So intricately taking our time to highlight each individual feather. So you can see there it's already making a visual change to the model. I'm going to go through and do the wings on jump pack, any of the small iconography wings on shoulder pads and stuff, and we can look at them starting to close out the model. Okay guys, coming in now with some Screamer Pink. I'm just going to use that to base coat our purity seals to give it an alternate waxy look, because I don't like doing red blood, I was going to say red blood seals, red purity seals on the Blood Angels, because I think it just blends in too much. So making sure to get all of them. There's some up the script, there's some on his jump pack, there's some behind the script. There's the scroll thing on his waist as well, so just don't forget to get that. And then I'm just going to come in with some Screamer Pink after that as the highlight, and just literally draw it around the edge just to highlight it up. And once that's done, we can come back and start looking at wrapping up. I think we're pretty much there. So with the purity seals done, I'm coming in with some Vallejo model colour purple, and that's just to highlight the cloak on the shoulder pad. I'm just thinking now, with it being a Blood Angel and all that, I probably should have done this red, but anyway, here we are. So I'm going to get some Troll Slayer orange, no, Wild Rider red, and I'm going to put a tiny dot onto all the blood drops now. That'll finish them off. I think that's it then. I'll do a quick edge highlight along the edge of the shoulder pads with the red, and just around the hilt of the sword, just to break it up a bit, but that should finish us up then, bar the OSL on the sword. Coming in with the Wild Rider red now, literally when I say a drop on the tips, so, or even just a line down the blood drop. I'm going to do this one and this one in a blue colour in a few minutes, but for now I just want this tiny drop onto any of the red blood drops. So don't forget your jump pack on the back. Any of these blood drops, get them highlighted up. I got some white on it there from painting the wings, so that's that bit boxed off. And then I'm going to use the same colour just to draw in some thin highlight lines on the red areas of his armour. So trying not to mess up anything we've already done. Just a small little highlight along the shoulder pad. Same on this side then, like so. And then the rest of the blood drops. Now I'm going to come in with some Imperial Blue, Kaldor Sky, and then some Temple Guard Blue, just to do the shoulder pad drop here and the hilt of the sword. So same scenario, just base it dark blue, mid-tone blue, and then a really light blue. So we'll see in a second that's done. Okay, so what I'm doing here now, guys, using some Army Painter Matte Black, just to try and draw in some scribbly text onto a script work, just to make it look like it is actually script. I've done some on this side already. Purity seals I'm not too bothered with. I just want to break this up as much as possible. Just to give it the look of having text on it. Okay guys, final step I'm going to do for airbrushing is I've got some Vallejo model colour white, and I'm going to use that to just try and highlight up the wings a bit. I don't think they're popping enough. So any kind of winged ornament sections, I'm just going to go around the edges, drawn outwards, just to make the wings pop that little bit more. I think, yeah, you can see there's a quite clear difference between the larger wings and the smaller wings. So I'm going to toddle away at this, and I'm going to come back in then to paint the power sword using the airbrush. It's going to be the usual scenario for painting that. It'll be Imperial Blue, similar to the gems. It'll be Imperial Blue, Kaldor Sky, and then probably Temple Guard Blue with some white then into it for a final highlight. So that's the way I painted the rest of me power weapons and me blood angels. If you've watched the Brutalis Death Company Dreadnought video, that's how I painted his claws in it, and that's how I kind of used all the power weapons in my Blood Angels forces, especially for the Horus Heresy and stuff. So I'm going to go away and do this instead of rambling, and once that's done we'll come back with the airbrush. I'm not going to talk in it, I might do a voiceover over, but just because the compressor will be running, it'll be hard to hear. So see you in a sec. Okay guys, so here is actually painting Commander Dante with the Imperial Blue for the base coat on the power weapon. I'm just flicking the cup mat over here because I only have one side for airbrushing, so spraying the jump pack jets on his backpack with the Imperial Blue and the other side of the axe. I recorded the audio for this in the Sanguinor painting tutorial I was doing, so I'm coming back in now in the aftermath and just going back through it with you. We have the Sanguinor now in the same video because in the early hours of the morning I just ended up recording the two of them together instead of splitting the clips like I should have. So you're getting to see how I done it on both of them. It's easier to do it this way than try and do a single weapon at a time, because I tried to do that before and I just botched it, so it's easier just to batch paint them. Just giving the airbrush a quick clean here because I had way too much Imperial Blue in it. I'm going to mix in some Kaldor Sky and some water now as the first highlight for the power weapon field, so you'll see that in just a second. Maybe. Anyway, somewhere, yeah, there you go. I was definitely trying to clean the airbrush for longer than I originally thought. So spraying this onto the higher areas of the power axe, and then trying to spray it into a smaller section of the jump pack engines, jump jets, whatever you want to call them on the jump pack. Hitting the Sanguinor sword and jump pack with the same kind of approach. And this will just help to build up the colour. This is, I probably mentioned in the last clip, this is how I've done all my Blood Angels that have blue power weapons. This is Temple Guard Blue mixed into the Kaldor Sky as pretty much the final highlight to get it up to a tabletop standard. See it there, it's a little bit brighter on the bottom of the screen. You give it a sec now. I think I had problems with this one, the paint could be drying up on me and I had to put in some extra water just to thin it down. And then there you go, that's it. Straight onto the edges of the axe, just gives it that nice pop. Now realistically, if I wanted, I could have come back in with pure Temple Guard Blue and then some white and really make it pop, but I was trying to get these done for now. So I'll throw on the turnaround image now and we can have a look.